Hi everyone, welcome back to part 48 of my TemTem playthrough. Last episode we went ahead and defeated the dojo master here in Properton. We got to know that he is not the lord of Belsodo clan. We also got a card from the professor to meet him in the academy, as well as a news on Aina. She had a messenger for us to let us know that she has gone to another area. I completely forgot the name, but we are gonna go to that place after this town. Either way, I'm super excited for today's episode. Now, we did stop right in front of the academy, and here are my TemTems. I'm excited mostly due to the fact that I'll be able to find my 5th team member today. That means I'll finally be switching out Gazuma. It's been quite a huge journey with Gazuma, so I'm kind of worried. Hopefully the new team member will be able to kind of fit in very well with my team. Now, since I did have a pretty bad connection today, it seems that my game was actually crashing multiple times. But I'm trying my best to just restart the game, and hopefully this issue will actually resolve itself. Either way, here we are in the academy. I'm not going to waste more time. We're just going to go ahead and go to the place that is the professor's room. In this case, it should be around here. Now, there are a couple of rooms that are accessible, so I was wondering if we'll be able to find some hidden items. I'm guessing we can, but considering that my game just keeps reconnecting for every 5 seconds, I think I'll not be wasting too much time on this. If you do find a hidden item, let me know in the comment section. I'll definitely go back to get that one. But going into Professor's room, it seems that someone has already been here and defeated the 2 Belsodo clan team members. Suspicious. I wonder who it was. It seems that both of these Belsodo clan members are trying not to say more. Alright. It's quite interesting. I wonder what happened to the professor. But we also do find a long metal thing, which I'm pretty sure will help me in the future. Either way, there's nothing much I can do here. We do have to definitely go back and talk to Carlos. Hopefully he will have a resolution for this issue. So let me head out and head downstairs. Kind of got stuck here, but there we go. The transmission just came up after that. Alright, I am very worried about the game at this point. I'm not sure if it's just my game or the server acting up today. I did recheck my internet and it seems pretty fine. So it might just be the server of this game. Thankfully, everything seems to be loading fine. So I think it was just an issue for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes. Once we do come out, let's see what we can do next. The quest marker is at a random house over there. Just healed up my team members and here we are. This is the house. It seems more like a restaurant and people are actually talking about the current scenario. We have Adia and Carlos. They were apparently waiting for me. So now that we have come and explained the situation of what we actually saw back in the academy, the only other thing we have to do is focus on Nala. There should be another thing. Now we do know that we have this device which we show to Carlos, but even he is not sure what we can do. He does say that we have a particular person called Andrea. Oh yeah, by the way, the dialogues are going for the second time, as the first time the game kind of crashed. But basically what I get to know from this conversation is that we have someone called Andrea who we have to actually try to find. Apparently she is the one who will be participating in the tournament. So we do have to kind of participate and win the tournament to move on forward with the story. Understandable. Now the tournament is pretty tricky. But Thankfully, we can actually heal up our TemTems after each round. I believe it's some kind of auto heal, so you don't really have to worry about your items too much. But I would recommend seeing the TemTems in the first and the second position for each of these tamers. That way the battle will be a bit more easier. In my case, I'm actually quite ready for a battle. After all, we are gonna get a new team member pretty soon, so I'm kind of excited for this. Let's try to defeat all the 4 tamers that we have in this tournament. But before that, we do have to register ourselves here. Alright, it seems like the person that we're trying to find is actually in the tournament. Let's see if we do get a chance to actually battle her. And also, I think her name was Andira. Probably I did actually mispronounce it the first 2 times. Either way, this is the first tamer we are gonna battle. Right. He starts off with a Magmut and Platimos, which is a really good combination. I did start with Gazuma and my own starter Nagaz. I think my main priority in this battle would definitely be making sure that my team members do not go down. After all, I only have 5 TemTems and this person here has 6, so I definitely do not have the advantage. The only kind of advantage I have is that my TemTems are a bit higher in level. Thankfully, Magmut does go down. Unfortunately, Platimos does not, so I do have to take it down in the next turn. Up next, we have Xenorith. For this one, I might have to switch out into Oshukai. There we go. And using... Ooh, it actually used Crystal Spikes, which means it's actually faster. I was not expecting that. But at least Platimos does go down, which is good. In the next turn, I'll be able to use a fighting type move. Or melee type move in this case. And hopefully that will help. I'm also pretty sure that Gazuma will go down. There it goes. I do have to think about a new TemTem to switch into. I think Saku would be good, considering that we do have Saipat here. But I did decide to go into my starter. This is mainly due to the typing advantage I do get here. I can definitely focus on taking down Saipat as well. I revived Gazuma just in case if I actually need it at some point. Rockfall takes down Xenorith, which is still pretty good. Saipat will go down in the very next turn. So I do have to focus on Piranant. Decided to switch back into Gazuma. And using energy manipulation, I was able to take down Saipat. Alright, this should be easy. We do have Kepler, which I'm guessing will be pretty easy to defeat. I did use Nagai's Fury, which is a super cool attack. I mean, it's a new move that I learned. I think I should just go ahead and appreciate the different movesets that we do get in this game. It's pretty easy to switch them out as well, and you can also teach different DCs that are actually available. Personally, I have not yet taught that many DCs to my TemTems. This is something that I'll have to look into before I go into the boss battle, just to make sure that I do have some really good moves on my team. Either way, we are able to defeat the first tamer. Even though this battle was easy, I think it was a bit slower than I expected. But of course, up next we have Nicole. She has, alright, Cyclops and I'm guessing it's Scarabat or Scaravolt in this case. This should be pretty interesting. Now I did have to immediately switch out my starter. I don't think it's a good thing to be up in front when we do have a toxic type TemTem. Cyclops will go down. on a rockfall, so I'm not too worried. There we go. Scaraball just go down. As for Cyclops, I was able to take it down with the electric type move. Now Oshikai does have doomed status, so I do have to be careful about that. 2 more turns and it will knock itself out, so I did decide to switch it. We do have Torch Knight, which I kind of have to be careful, but I think Nagai's Fury will be a move for it. I think that will be able to take both of those TemTems down using Chain Lightning and Nagai's Fury. Let's see how much this does. Alright, that was pretty good. The case did go down in 1 hit. Unfortunately, Torch Knight survived, which is pretty bad. It took down my starter as well. But since my team does get healed before the next battle, I'm not too worried about it. Up next, I did bring out Antan, but I don't think that was a good thing. I definitely have to keep an eye on the Raycan. It can get way powerful the more turns it is on the field. I was at least able to knock out Torch Knight. Let's see which TemTem is up next. Alright, Mimit is bad news. As you can see, it did actually switch into the same TemTem. So 2 Raycan on field is definitely scary. I did try using Crystal type move, but I knew that it wouldn't really do much. Hopefully my TemTems will be able to kind of take up the damage and still be able to dish out some powerful moves. Using Electric Storm, which actually did nothing. I was hoping that it would at least take down the Raycan. I do get hit twice, but since Antan is quite powerful, I'm still able to, I guess, kind of be on the field. Up next, I had Saku. At this point, I really wish I had revived my starter. This battle would have been way easier if I did. But I was too much focused on the battle, which kind of led me to make a couple of mistakes. At least I was able to take down the Raycan. Mimit will go down in the very next turn. I'm just going to try and use a powerful move. And I also decided to heal up Antan, just in case it tries to knock me out. But there we go. We have defeated the second tamer as well. Alright. I'm guessing that the announcer or the judge is quite happy with our battle. She does also fully heal us, but this time we have to battle Endara. This is gonna be interesting. She's someone we wanted to talk to about the issue that we're having right here in Properton, but we definitely have to defeat her before that. She starts up with a Amphitheater and a Grandpa. I had to switch out my starter since Amphitheater is part electric. It's also part nature, so I'm hoping that Antan will be able to use some fire type moves. Meteor Swarm is a pretty powerful move. Hopefully it does a bit more damage. The only thing that I really don't like about Antan is that it is quite slow. As you might see, it does move last in each and every turn, which means that it does get damaged by other TemTems. Up next, she brings out a Mastone, which is quite powerful. I think her team is actually very well put. She does have some really tough TemTems. Although I wouldn't call Grandpa a really good TemTem. I mean, it is just a wind type TemTem. I'm not sure if it does have a dual typing, but if it was up to me, I wouldn't have chosen that TemTem. But of course, she also has a Calabus, which means that I have to be even more careful. Having Azuma up in front is the key for this whole battle. I also decided to go ahead and switch into Saku, just so that I'll be able to use its nature type moves. That should kind of help. I'll be able to take down Calibus with a wind type move as well. There we go, the electric type move did massive damage. And Mastodon does go down, which is good. We do get hit by Toxic Ink and it almost takes us down. Up next we have Yowler. Now this is actually a pretty unique TemTem as it only has weakness to mental type moves. So if you don't have a mental type TemTem, I think it's a bit difficult to actually defeat it. I would also highly recommend this TemTem for your team. If you're planning to add a neutral type TemTem like Momo, I would instead ask you to use Yowler as it does have a lot less weakness and is quite good addition to the team. I'm pretty sure it learns a variety of moves as well, which means we'll have pretty good coverage. Unfortunately, my Gazuma does go down, but that's alright. As for Babawa, I just have to use a technique to just take it down. After all, it is down to half health. Thankfully, I was able to take down Yowler. But there we go. That's a pretty good damage from Oshkai. Apparently, Babawa is the last TemTem for her and it goes down as well. We have one more teamer left. Let's quickly go ahead and defeat her as well. As usual, the judge actually announces that we are quite good at defeating a Arctamer. Apparently, Endira was actually a Arctamer. I think we have heard about her. But our last opponent is actually Max. Surprisingly, she survived somehow. Unfortunately, we do not get to talk to her much right now. We do have to defeat her first. Thankfully, we do see a very good change in Max. She's no more arrogant and rude. She's quite thankful that we are here for her. But we still have a battle, so I'm gonna quickly focus on this. Once more, I think Gazuma and Nagais are a really good combination for her battle as well. I'll be able to take down Raycan with Nagai's Fury and Electric Storm to take down Pocus. Now the levels of these TemTems are pretty high. I mean, she does have level 77 TemTems, so you do have to be a bit more careful. The damage done by these TemTems are pretty high as well. Up next we have Tuwine and Nutsla. I definitely have to switch out Nagais. I cannot really have it up in front. Let's see what we can do. Alright, there we go. I decided to switch out my Gazuma as well into Antan and Nagais into Saku. I think these two are way better in handling the damage. I would say it's definitely recommended having a strategy for each of these battles. If not, I think you'll find this battle a bit more tougher. Thankfully, in this case, I do have a strategy. I'm just going to focus on one TemTem at a time. In this case, I decided to take down Nuzla in one turn, so we can just focus on Tuwine in the next. Alright, we have a Zobin. Now, Zobin, I believe, has a weakness to water type moves. I think there are other moves that it's weak to as well. Probably it is Earth type, but I'm pretty sure about the water type weakness. So if you do have a water type TemTem, you can definitely switch into it. In this case, I decided not to and switched right into Gazuma. There we go, it does have a electric type weakness as well, so that will work out pretty well. There you go. It actually raised a fireball and actually survived that move. I think it's due to the fireball that it survived. Up next we have Banshee. It's her Luma Banshee, which is pretty cool. I wish I was able to find at least one of these TemTems, but I kind of feel that she was able to find that one with the help of Bel Soto clan, which would actually make more sense. Thankfully, I'm able to take it down as well. This was definitely an amazing battle, but we also won it. Let's see what we do get for winning the tournament. Oh, alright. Percival is here. He's still a bit angry with us, but that's alright. Now, Max does explain more on the background of the story that we had no idea about. Apparently, it seems that she was a bit jealous of everyone liking me more than her. So she did actually listen to someone and got manipulated. She also got a news on guiding Lady Lottie back in Winford Fort, which means that she was the one behind all of the issue there. She was also the one in Tukma, which we did see, and then Kasiva happened. The general did try to kill her, but thankfully she actually survived. Apparently, kidnapping Nala was one of her best work back then, but she's quite sorry about it. I mean, we do understand that she was being kind of manipulated. She does appreciate that we care about her. Apparently, there is a place down below where they do have a lab, which is actually in the sewers here in Properton. Thankfully, Max does know what or where we're supposed to go. Apparently, that's where they actually kept Nala, the fourth act tamer. In this case, we do have to definitely infiltrate the sewers of Properton and try to take down the lab. We do have the key for it. The metal thingy in Professor's office was the key to the sewers. I'm guessing we use it to actually open up the grates, but that's alright. Now we do have a quest right here. Instead of going to the sewers of Properton, I'm actually going to try and complete this quest right here. As for the sewers of Properton, it's actually a huge area. I think I will pick it up in the next episode, considering the amount of items, stickers and tamers that we have to battle over there. Hopefully we do get more answers. I mean, I feel that Max knows a bit more than we do, but she hasn't really told much about it. Hopefully we get to know that in the next episode. Right now, this side quest is actually called TNT. Our main goal is to actually play the game TNT. We also need to help Dolores with the map, with all the other items and gathering people. It's pretty interesting. Apparently they needed a fourth player and we are going to be that fourth player. We do have a pop quiz kind of thing here, and you do have to select the right answers to actually win the game. I definitely have chosen the right answers, so you can definitely just look at my answers and go through with it to get the gift. In the beginning, we come to the secret room in the attic, and apparently she forgot the guidebook, so we do have to go ahead and fetch it. It's in another house. Let me quickly make my way there. I believe it is the house near the entrance. Yep, it is not this one, it's this house. This seems more like a boarding house, but of course, once we climb up here, we have to talk to this NPC, Amelia. She does say that she's a bit hungry and wants us to fetch a snack for her, and she would actually tell us where the guide is once we do give her her snack. So I guess I'm running errands to her now as well. But there we go. That is the snack. Let me go upstairs and talk to her. She tells us that it is somewhere in a cupboard that is right next to the stairs, which I'm guessing is right here. There we go. There is the TNT source book. To be honest, this is actually a pretty unique game. I wonder if this game is actually real, or if it's actually based on any other game that we have seen before. You know what? The dialogues actually reminded me of Dungeons and Dragons, but I can't tell that it was referenced from that game for sure, so I'm just having a guess here. Either way, all we have to do is talk to Dolores here and sit down. Right. Let's play the game. It's more on the imagination and the stealth. Yep, each one of us do have a card with different stats, and we are just gonna go through with it. Alright, for the first one, I'm just gonna go ahead and choose the middle answer. That is the correct one. By the way, if you do read the dialogues for this one, I actually was reading the dialogue, so it took me a bit more time to actually select the correct option. But it's pretty fun. I wish we had this game like in real life. I wish someone had actually made this into a game. I would be pretty interested in playing it. It sounds pretty cool. For the next one, we just have to buy it. Alright, that is the correct option. Moving forward. Let's see. Alright, just let him sing along. I mean, both of these options are pretty fine at this point. This is definitely a trick game, but if you do know what to do, you'll be able to win it. The next option was to take away their stuff and then take the road in this case. Once we go through the road, we have our next option coming up. And in this one, we have to examine the statue. Apparently that awakens the legendary TemTem Gigasaku. I am really not sure what that means, but that was a pretty interesting name. Alright, seems that we have won the game. We do get a Tem spotter, which I think is pretty interesting. It's an item that you can actually use to find better TemTems with better SVs and better TVs. So if you're interested in having a competitive TemTem, definitely go ahead and collect this item. But of course, that is all I had for today. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it really helps me a lot. If you'd like to support me in more ways, check out the links down in my description. But I'll see you all in the next one.